Hey guys, welcome. Can you hear me? I guess everybody's on mute, I believe. But feel free to unmute yourself and speak anytime. But I like to keep you guys on mute just so the lines are clear. Cool. We have a good group, guys. Very good. How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining on a Saturday.
Good, thank you.
Hey, Alan, I hear you.
Hey, this is Anil.
Hey guys, very good, very good. So guys, we are getting started, right? I'm just going to give it just a minute for people to trickle in. I know it's a Saturday, so thank you for being here. Let me quickly look at the chat window here. All right, guys, so can you guys hear me? I'm just going to type in chat window. All right, if you're good, then we are good. And I just turned on the video so you can see me too. Excellent, guys. So I'm going to walk you guys through this program. And today is a Kickstart meeting. We are going to discuss the program. And I do want to give you guys a, this is a collaborative effort, right? And I will walk you through what I'm thinking, and then we will discuss and figure out what works for us, right? Okay. Let me share my screen. I want to walk you through a few things. Very good. So you should be seeing my browser window with a little presentation. So I'm going to walk through real quick, and we shouldn't be like for the whole hour. We should be done pretty quickly. All right, let me run through this real quick. I hope you guys can see this okay. So welcome. This is the Kickstart meeting. What I call guided machine learning. I'm not the the one that comes up with clever names. I thought this is appropriate. My name is Suji Maniyam. Some of you, been in my classes before. So my background is I'm a founder at a company called Elephant Scale. What we do is we do training and consulting. So our expertise of training is basically AI, big data, and cloud. We actually started doing big data training. This is around 2013. Something called Hadoop. I don't know how many people work on Hadoop or remember Hadoop. This is like a while ago. But now we do a lot of AI. We can since we're a training company, we follow the technology, right? So we are seeing tremendous interest in AI and cloud these days. I really love teaching and learning. I'm constantly learning. For example, machine learning is something I learned. I didn't do machine learning at school. I kind of learn on my own. Still learning. And here's my contact if you need to reach out to me by email. But the emails you guys will be getting will have our contact info, so you can shoot an email anytime. And this is my personal email here. Right. So that's basically my background. So this program is something I've been thinking for a long time. Honestly, we've been just so busy. I really haven't had time to implement this. So I thought, with the whole coronavirus and everything going on, I thought this is a good time to kind of kick this off. So let's see how we learn, right? Imagine think of yourself. I sort of put this in like a little spectrum. So on the left-hand side, what I call instructor-led training. And this is what Elephant Scale does, right? This is our bread and butter. This is where we make our money. Basically, we go to companies like Cisco, Walmart, T-Mobile, right? And we train their teams. These trainings are very focused and very fast-paced. Like we do them in our typical trainings are about 3 to 4 days, right? Very accelerated training. And we usually used to go on site, but we don't do that anymore now. Because of the COVID, we do mostly online. And this is what I call enterprise training. Right. The reason a lot of people like this is you're learning a lot in like a very short time, right? And also, most likely your company is paying for your training, so it works out well. So this is what a lot of our work is focused on. Then there's the other spectrum, right? Other spectrum is sort of what I call self-paced training, because there's a lot of content out there. For example, if you do a search for machine learning, right? You'll hear thousands of videos, thousands of links, and some of them are really good quality. But how do you navigate them? And I went through this, right? Because when I learned machine learning right on my own. So this is what I did. I watch videos, I read books, right? I attended courses, right? And what I found is it takes a lot of self-discipline, And I'm sure some of you have tried this already, right? It's like, I don't do well here because I'm like the least self-disciplined person. So like one of the studies I saw is a Coursera when they announced like new courses for free, like a lot of people sign up, like 50,000, 100,000 people sign up, right? But only like a very handful of people really complete the course, right? Because we get busy, life, work, kids, right? I mean, things interfere. So this works for some people, and if you have a lot of time and you're disciplined, this is really great because there's a lot of content out there, right? So the way I sort of look at sort of the self-paced training is like more like, you get like a gym membership. Right? Imagine you got a gym membership. They're like, here's your membership card. Here, here you go, right? You walk into the gym and you see all these possibilities. Okay, so where do you start? I mean, if you know what you're doing, this is great, right? You're like, yeah, I know, I have a workout plan. I'll just go work out on my own, right? But most of us need a plan, need some guidance, and need help once in a while, or maybe somebody to kind of come and help, trying to come and say, hey, you're kind of doing this wrong. Here's let me show you how to do it right? So that's kind of what I want this program to be, right? So remember the spectrum I showed you guys just now, right? Like instructor-led training, we just we completely guide you. As a self-paced training, you're kind of on your own. I kind of want this to be like in the middle, right? So you're also going to do a lot of work, right? You're going to, like, we're going to send you links, videos, and whatever. So you're going to watch the videos, go through the, read the text. We're going to give you guys homework, but it's going to be guided, right? The reason I do this is, let me just show you guys this. For example, let me say if I do a search for awesome machine learning, right? There are a lot of guides out there, right? So this is one of the really good guides. It's called Awesome Machine Learning, right? There are tons of links, right? But thing is, it's like, okay, so like now, great. Okay, now where do I start, right? And there's another one I use is I think called Machine Learning for Software Engineer. So these are done a really, really a good job. Sorry, one second. There you go. Right. So like okay, here's all these links, right? Okay, so overview, right? Mastery, like machine learning for fun, right? There's tons of these links. A lot of the links are very good, and here's books, and they're like about 50 books listed. Okay, now what? It's and this is my problem, kind of with these massive master lists, like they kind of like give you like yeah, go read this book, right? There's no like a real study plan, and trust me, I went through this, right? And I will kind of Google around, read something, and I'll read a couple of articles, and I still won't get the concept. Then I'll read like something like third or fourth article. I'm like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. I wish I read this first. You know what I mean? We all have done this, right? We all read white papers and whatever, right? Look at some code, trying to learn something, and then you read like an article. They're like, oh, cool. I mean, this guy really explained it. And most of the time, these articles won't even show up, on the top page of Google, right? Because they're like some guy wrote like a little blog. It's just not ranked high in the search engine, right? So anyway, so the way I look at this is there's a lot of content out there, but you can spend a lot of time just bouncing around and learning. So the goal here is give you guys focused learning, right? And like I said, this is what I'm thinking. Again, I'm very much open to feedback. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this program. I've been thinking about this for a while, but you guys are my first batch. So let's figure out what works for us. And this is what I'm thinking, right? So the idea is, we are going to give you some curated content. For example, let's say, I'll take an example. So you want to learn how to do graphs in Python, visualization. So I'm going to give you guys a few blogs, there are some really good, say maybe a blog post, a couple of videos, and say, hey guys, here's like a reading list for this week. And then at the end, we'll give you some exercises. We'll say, okay, hey, if you read this, if you feel comfortable here, try this exercise. Maybe we'll give you like 2 or 3 exercises per week, right? And it's up to you guys to spend the time, right? Go through them and kind of try the exercises, right? Because the self-learning. We are more of a guide than teachers, right? And what I also want to do is I definitely want to do some sort of assignment, right? Basically, what I'd like to do is maybe set up 2 or 3 questions per week, and assignments, I would say. You will complete this, and what I want to do is I want you guys to sort of grade each other, right? So you'll submit your assignment work, and again, I'll figure out how to sort of collect the assignments and all that, right? and then you'll sort of, you'll grade each other. So this creates accountability. I'll give an example, right? So, I mean, you guys can see me, I'm not I'm not the leanest person. So I always try to say, I have to lose some weight, right? And I go to membership gyms, and I was like, okay, I'll do the gym. But after a few, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling too sleepy, too tired. I'll go next week, right? But now I'm part of a program where I have a trainer, and I'd like send in my weights like every week, right? So that's accountability. So I'm like, okay, oh man, I don't want to I don't want to, I don't want to fall off the wagon too much, right? Because come Saturday, I had to say, send my trainer, my weight and then what I ate, and then he's going to be like, I am accountable. For me, that works, right? He keeps me honest, and also keeps me motivated, because now I'm like, I'm part of a group. We all share our weights openly, right? So now the accountability. So same thing I'm hoping to create in this environment, right? And so where I come in, so we give the curated content, and also I want to do like a weekly meeting, right? I mean, there's something like a gym, like a thing right now. This, I have like a little one-on with the trainer. Everyone in the group does. So that's your kind of catch-up point. Okay, so how are you doing? Like, what are you stuck on, right? What can I help? So this is what, so what we are doing today, next week, will morph into more of a study session. So think like a study group. We meet, right? And I'm sure you guys have questions. And when you ask questions, I would also ask the class to answer the question, right? Because I don't want to be the focal point. The focus is you guys, right? You guys should be able to help each other out and all this. Because I don't want to become a bottleneck, right? I'm more of a facilitator than like, hey, you guys come like every week 1 hour just to sort of, listen to me speak, right? That's not the goal. So this is on a high level what I'm thinking. So what I want to do, and this is the kind of the path I'm thinking, and this is what we teach for companies, right? So a lot of companies come to us and say, I have software engineers, I want to kind of educate them in machine learning, right? And this is the sort of what I call learning path we put together for them. And you can sort of see here, right? You're a software engineer, you sort of, let's say I'm a Java programmer. First, we teach you some Python, because Python is sort of, pretty much a de facto language for machine learning and deep learning. So we do some basic Python, do some data analytics, and then we sort of go into machine learning, right? And then deep learning, and then these are more specialized tracks. For example, computer vision and NLP, natural language processing, all that, right? So depending on where you want to go. So a lot of the times, our companies, we'll kind of do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll stop here, and maybe we'll do a 5. 5 is like a sort of a project, right? At the end of the training, they may divide into groups and do like a team project, put everything into practice, right? So I want to kind of do this here, right? Again, like how far are we going to get? That's up to us, right? I kind of want to get to, I want to get some Python done, some, data analytics with Python done, and I want to get into machine learning quickly. Now in machine learning, there are like hundreds of algorithms, right? Now we probably are not going to cover all of them, just, in interest of time, but I want to kind of give you guys a pretty good understanding of machine learning, right? And then, so the first batch will kind of do this, like 1, 2, 3, and then we'll take a moment and we'll take a break and kind of assess ourselves and say, how did it go? And then if there's enough interest, then we can sort of continue down the path. All right, this is what I'm thinking. Again, this is just, my thought process, right? I'm open to your ideas. All right, guys. So here's what I'm thinking. For our instructor time, we'll do Zoom like every week, so I kind of pick this time based on your feedback. I sent out a feeler earlier a few weeks ago. I said, hey, what time would it work for you guys? And most of you preferred weekends because we ran a couple of programs on weekday evenings, and it didn't really get a lot of attendance because weekday evenings, you're like busy working, you come home, you got to make dinner, whatever, right? It's like just always people are busy. So weekend is what our most preference is. But if you want to choose another time, I am open to it. Right? And we can figure it out too. And how do you want to collaborate? I want to have 2 ways of doing this. Google Group and Slack, right? So actually the links are for both of them are right here. So basically, if you guys are in this page right here, let me give you the link in the Zoom. It's my chat window. So this is also part of your email you guys got. So can everyone please come to this URL right here? This is what I call sort of class notes, right? All right. So all the links, so this is pretty much the only link you have to save or bookmark. Everything else is going to be here, right? So here's a Zoom link, which you guys already have this, right? So you are here, and here's the link for the discussion group. Can you guys see if you can actually sign up? And I'm trying to figure out how to invite you guys to a Slack channels. My friend Sharon is helping us, figuring this out. So you probably got an email already to join the Slack channel. If you can, you can join, right? And also, if you guys could do me a favor, if you could do like a little quick background survey right here. If you tell me a little bit about your, your background, like, are you a developer? Are you, admin, architect, student? Right? What's your background? Okay. So let's do this right now, guys. So if you guys complete this quick survey right here. All right, I see a message saying having trouble signing up to Google group. Okay, permission, okay. That's good, actually, yeah, because I want you guys to sort of see. Anybody else able to sign up to the Google group? I want to make sure you guys have access to that. All right. So group settings should be public. Okay, let me take this to anyone on the web. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, web post. Okay. All right, guys, can you guys try this again? I just changed the permission to public. And I want to see if you guys can join now, right? So again, this is my first time I'm trying this out, so we'll figure this out, right? So if you're wondering where this group is, so basically if you look at the chat window, here's the class notes, right? Okay, come to this, and then there's a link for you guys for the Google discussion group right here, okay? It may take a few seconds for the permissions to propagate. So if you're getting the error, just you try this a little later, right? Because I changed the permission, and I'll double check my permissions again. Okay. Let me see here. Again, yeah, this is not something we're going to figure out right now. Okay, and I think you need to be join the group. All right, guys. Yeah, I get the same error too. Okay, so let me do this. Very good. Okay. So it works for some people, because of the way the permission propagates, it takes some time, right? And I will double check the permission. So don't worry. All right, we don't need to resolve it right now, but it's good. You guys told me your problem. I'll dig around a little deeper, and I'll send another email. Okay. All right. So that's a group, and the other one is like a Slack channel. I'm trying to sort of have you guys in a joint Slack channel. I see you guys coming in. Very good. Yeah. So you guys should have an invite for the Slack channel. Cool. I see. Yeah. I see a lot of you have joined already. Very good. There we go. Cool. So use this. All right. So Slack is the latest, greatest. Google Groups sort of the old school. I have set up both. Whatever works for you guys is fine. All right. Slack I recommend mostly for real time. Like we have a quick question, you can post, and then somebody could, if somebody's there, they can answer, right? Yeah. All right, guys. So and you will get email. All right. So that seems to be working fine. Excellent. And also, would you guys do me a favor and fill out the background survey real quick? And I'm going to open this up to get your feedback. So feel free to open up your mic and tell me kind of, your expectations, what do you like to see, right? Because this is about you guys, right? We want this to be useful to you. So feel free to open this up. You guys have seen what I have planned, right? Tell me what your thoughts are. Oh, the Slack channel, I think you will get an invitation on your email. I don't think there's like an invite. Again, I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Check your email. There should be an email invite coming to you guys, and just click the link, and then you should log in.
So I was thinking, Eugene, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Amit Satsangi, and I work for the Walmart Media Group. I have taken some courses on machine learning in the past, couple of MIT courses and so on and so forth. But it's just that I've been doing more of analytics, like statistical modeling, and also kind of forgotten those techniques.
Right, don't we all, right? Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Machine learning is something is like if you don't practice, it kind of evaporates, right? Yeah. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it comes back fast. I used to use R, not Python, so that Python would be new for me, so which is good. I was wondering if Google Classroom would be a better way to go about it. Have you used it in the past?
I have not actually. Yeah, I'm open to trying this out. What does it provide? Does it provide like the whole, have you used it before?
Yes, I've used it.
Okay.
So you can submit, you can send out assignments, you meaning you, and then the students can submit their assignments. You can post notes there.
Okay.
Anything that you can think of from an online classroom perspective.
Gotcha. Actually, yeah, that might be a good. Actually, yeah, let me try. Let me check this out. Yeah, thank you. I mean, yeah, I heard about this. I haven't, yeah, I didn't think about this, but yeah, if they have all these things built in, right? I think that's perfect. Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah. Sure. Very good. Yeah, thanks, Amit. Yeah. Google Classroom. And pretty much these days, everyone has a Google account. So,
exactly.
Right. So I see a comment from John saying, if we can review each of the assignments. Yes, again, I don't know how they set it up. We will see because I wouldn't be able to grade everybody's assignment, like just just beyond me. So it's going to be a group effort. We will figure it out, right? Somebody suggested to me Dropbox actually allows you to upload files. And then I was thinking I'll just do like a Dropbox folder, have you guys submit, and then kind of, at the end of the assignment thing, open up the Dropbox folder and, you just randomly pick somebody's assignment and grade it, right? Something like that. But I will definitely check out Google Classroom and then see, yeah.
Okay. So a friend of mine has a lot of experience with the Google Classrooms. I just don't know the answer to that question if we can see each other's or review each other's assignments.
Gotcha.
I can find out from him, and if that is the only roadblock, then we're good.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll definitely check out because I know like one of my friends' school used Google Classroom and they were pretty happy with it. So I'll definitely check. Yeah, this is good. See, I'm learning already.
Amit, this is John. So when you check, see, the question is well, I guess, do we want to be able to review each other's thing? But if we can, and like lock it down to read-only mode, right? So I can review yours, you could review mine in a read-only mode, and we could handle that inside the session, like the
right.
Yeah.
I'll find out. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yep. That'll be great. Again, so guys, like I said, this is kind of new to me. So we'll figure this out, right? Because my background is, like you said, in-person training. Let me show you guys something. And I saw a comment, and that's a pretty good comment. Somebody said, "I'm sick of doing Titanic." Yes, that's a great comment. So here's why that gave me a little laugh, because so the way we have been teaching machine learning. Our machine learning audience is like engineers, like software engineers, right? They don't have like a deep background in math or stats. So the way I sort of we'll do this is like a practical approach. Like we give a problem, we solve this, we solve the problem, right? Based on let me see, 1 second. Let me show you guys one more. I'll bring up one more thing here, and then I'll walk you guys through this. Yeah. And a lot of the times, what I found is like a lot of the machine learning, they just rehash the same data sets, right? Titanic, Iris, right? And when you go to a machine learning class, we decided we will not use any of those. So the way we've done is like we actually show you guys how to do machine learning with real world data. And you will see we will do data from, say, Prosper, Uber, right, Walmart. Because the whole point is like, if you just learn Iris, okay, that's good. I mean, that's an easy data set. But when you encounter a real world data set, most of the time I find like people are lost. Like, how do we even like begin, make it machine learning ready, right? So we will actually show you guys actual real world data sets. And this is like something I how do you say, I strongly believe in. So yeah, so trust me, yeah, you're not going to be doing Titanic. So we have a data set we actually curated. Again, I'll put all these links will come to you guys when we start the class. Yeah, we will actually do real world data, right? That's very, I strongly believe in that. All right, let me go through quick chat questions real quick. Yeah, so the projects, again, like I said, the way I want to do the project is introductory, kind of like, building up on difficulty, right? So we'll do like intro, kind of mid-level, and then more like a bonus or advanced labs. So if you're just doing, kind of do the intro ones, but if you have some time, kind of try the other ones, right? So this way we'll keep you challenged and keep you motivated. So, all right, the Slack link, guys, it should be coming in your email, right? If not, let me know. I will resend the email. Otherwise, also check your spam folder, okay? For the language choice, so the way we will teach machine learning is kind of the way I look at this like this, right? You can sort of see my screen, right? We teach you the machine learning concepts. You can pretty much apply this in any platform. So these are what I call machine learning platforms, right? So you can use R or Python or Spark. So a lot of the times when you teach machine learning, 90% of the time we end up using Python. So I should say maybe 70% of the time Python, 30% Spark. Because a lot of the companies, they are betting very heavily on Spark. So you can take the same machine learning algorithms we are teaching and basically implement them in R, Python, or Spark. For this course, we'll stick to Python because Python has sort of become a pretty good language for machine learning, and also it's an easy language to learn. And another thing I'm pretty bullish on Python is, let's say you learn Python and you didn't get to do machine learning, you can do Python for a lot of other things. You can write your mobile apps and web apps, scripts, right? So Python is a very versatile language. I cannot say that about R because R is very focused on data, right? And it does it pretty well. And I'm telling you this as an R programmer. I used to do a lot of R. Now I do a lot of Python. So Python is what we choose because it's a how do you say? It's a return on your investment. Learning Python is much greater, right? So even if you end up doing machine learning, you'll find Python pretty useful for pretty much everything else, right? Yeah. So Python is our language choice. Google Classroom, yeah, very good. So we can get you guys. So were you guys able to join the group now? I set the permissions. Oh, there we go. Cool. Yep, I see at least one post. Very good. So give it a try. Again, guys, all the links are here. All right. So just click the link and you should be able to go there. Slack channels should be coming to you guys. So I see how many people on Slack already. I see about 100 people in the Slack already, right? That's very good. Yeah, I see Amit. Very good. All right, guys, so check your email, check your spam folder. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good, guys. Anything else we should discuss? So we'll figure out, Google Group, whatever the options are. So I guess okay with sort of this approach, right? This, like I said, because this is not like a, kind of I'm not sort of, how do you say, dishing out this spoon feeding content. Like, we are giving you curated content. It's up to you guys to spend some time and then go through this, right? So basically you get, what I recommend is like, the best, if you want to get the most of the class, you kind of spend some time each week, like maybe it's like 2 or 3 hours basically. And this basically my role is like a more of a facilitator and a motivator, right? more than a teacher. So what do you guys think? Is this something, kind of, what you signed up for? Or is it like, do you need more, less? So now's the time to tell me what you guys are looking for.
This is perfect, I think, Suji.
Yep.
Better than spoon feeding, and better than being on your own. So this is
exactly. Exactly. I mean, yeah. So like I said, that's exactly. I mean, like I said, trust me, guys. I've been thinking about this for at least 2 years now. it's just like, I just haven't had time to implement this. So finally I kind of, got some time to kind of, think about this and say, okay. And like I said, I don't have everything figured out. I'll be completely honest with you guys. We'll figure this out, right? Because I have an idea of how this should go, but I'm completely open to your recommendations and improvements, right? So, so you guys are my my first batch. So I always appreciate your indulgence. Yeah. All right. Question was stats. Okay. Here's the thing, right? I mean, machine learning depends on a lot of math and stats. But here's the thing, and this is one of my pet peeves. Like, when you go and ask people, I want to learn machine learning. I think I even have a slide on this one. A lot of the times you get advice saying, okay, go learn linear algebra, go learn calculus, go learn stats. Trust me, those are good building blocks where machine learning builds on. But a lot of the time people get tired of learning this and they just give up. Because trust me, I mean, I still have to meet somebody who really enjoyed linear algebra in college. Right? I mean, maybe I know two people who are really into this, but those are exceptions. Most people find them really hard and boring subjects. So the way we want to do this is, yes, there's a lot of math and stats behind this, but to use the algorithms and apply the algorithms, you don't need all that, right? So kind of make sense. So the way I sort of approach this is like this, right? And I'll send the link to you guys. I mean, so this is how we look at this, right? So you look at machine learning, it builds on a lot of the math and stats. But if you sort of do a bottom-up approach, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to learn linear algebra, I'm going to learn calculus, then I'm going to do machine learning. Trust me, that's a very hard path, and you probably lose interest along the way. And I know plenty of people who went through this. Actually, a lot of the people who came to my class, like, I remember I was teaching to Cisco 2 weeks ago, and one of the students said, "Oh man, I tried doing this, all right, and I just gave up after a month because it was just just so much effort, and sometimes you feel like you're kind of studying like abstract concepts without really understanding why you are studying this, right? So the way I've done this, rather than doing the sort of the kind of the way I do, like what I call breadth first. Like, imagine your tree algorithms, right? Remember this, like a binary tree searching? You can go this way, 1, 2, 3, all the way to the depth, and then come back up. So the way we do this is more like this, right? So think about like level 1, level 2, level 3. On the first pass, we learn the algorithms, right? And the second pass is basically we sort of learn the theory. Okay, so what's driving the algorithm, right? And this is the level I usually go into. The third level, I usually give you guys references. Like, we don't really go into the math. For example, like, so when you learn an algorithm, we'll tell you what it's doing. Okay, yeah, this is what the algorithm is doing, and this is how we use it, this is how we tweak it, this is how we use it, right? So that's level 2. So that's kind of as far as we are going to go. How it's doing it, right? Meaning that, what's the underlying math, that we're not going to get into. I'll give you guys plenty of links, and, you can pick up any textbook. They will explain, for example, you want to say regression or SVM classifiers, there's plenty of literature. I'm happy to give you guys the pointers, but we are not going to spend time going into those, right? Is that going to make sense, guys? How are we going to approach this, right? So kind of basically from a practical approach. Here's algorithm, here's how we use it, more like a problem-solving standpoint. I hope that makes sense, right? And this is the approach we've been doing it for the last, I would say, 5 years, and really worked well. Like I said, we teach a lot of companies like Walmart, T-Mobile, all these guys, and we teach software engineers, right? We don't teach like PhDs, right? And for them, their goal is, hey, I'm an engineer, I have this problem, I want to learn machine learning, and I want to be comfortable with machine learning, so I can actually go and apply machine learning, right? And that's the level we elevate you guys to. Okay. Now, one of the things we will have is in this process, as you're kind of learning sort of this top-down approach, you're going to have holes in your knowledge. Trust me, like, I've been doing this for a while, and then I still feel areas, I'm not, I don't either fully understand or I'm not too clear about, right? So like a Swiss cheese approach, right? You're gonna have some holes, but here's what, as you're doing more research, let's say you're gonna, read a book or, read a blog, and eventually those holes get filled out. You say, aha, now I get it. You know what I mean? And I had few of these aha moments myself, right? As you go read, say, somebody's blog or watch somebody's video. Right? So don't be afraid of this. Like, you don't have to kind of, do like this whole, yes, I want to learn everything on the bottom and then I'm going to tackle machine learning. That takes a lot of time, and most of us don't have time. Right? So the way we are going to do is like from the top-down approach, meaning take a problem, apply an algorithm, learn to sort of understand the algorithm, right, and get comfortable with the algorithm, right? So like, yeah, so right, so that's how we're gonna look at this. So you're gonna have some holes, and eventually they will fill up, right, as you kind of work more on this. So they're gonna make sense, guys. This is the approach, right? All right, let me look at the channels real quick. Oh, Slack channels, guys, is going to come to you guys by email. Okay, if you don't have it, don't worry. I will resend it again, because we just took a registration from Eventbrite and sent it out, and I have 100 people so far, so I know it's kind of working, right? So if you don't have it, just shoot me an email. My email is right. My email is in the link here. I'll put this link also. All right. Let me put this. Actually, I'll put this right here. Right. Contact. So this way, so you also have it. So just so I get a lot of email. So so if you don't hear from me like right away, please don't be discouraged. I will get to them, but yeah, it's just I get tons of email. All right, guys. Let's see what else we have. Exactly. Yeah. So I see Ptolemy's question. Like that's perfect. Like, I mean, think about software engineering, right? I mean, how do we do software engineering? So the way I look at this, let me write it here, right? So imagine how we do software engineering, right? Let me bring up something here so I can draw. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's say I'm drawing an algorithm. So first thing I need to use, right? I need to use some sorting algorithm, right? Then I had to use some sort of a, let's say some sort of a sequencing algorithm, right? Some, maybe a merge algorithm, right? And then finally, I'm going to do a, sampling, right? So this is what my program needs. Think about what we do, right? We don't go and write sorting from scratch. We just use a library, right? It's a quick sort or whatever, right? And then let's say I want to do some merging. I don't write the code. I just use, right? So software engineering is all about learning the tools that you can use. Same, you're looking at machine learning the same way, right? Machine learning is a bunch of algorithms, right? Think of them as tools. So you need to understand which algorithm is going to be best for your task, and then how to use it effectively, right? Right. So to do that, I mean, you don't really have to get into the weeds or the math underlying. Now, if you're writing your own algorithm, then you don't really understand the math and stats. But to use existing algorithms, right? If you have a solid understanding of the algorithms, you can go a long way. And there comes a time, you can have made understand a little math just to kind of maybe, let's say you're spending a lot of time tweaking the algorithm, but that's way towards the end. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. So that's how you should approach machine learning, right? You're learning tools that's going to help you do your job. That's it.
Yeah. Just one thing for that. It was a company that was really trying to protect everything we're developing there. And,
right.
really
right.
hard.
And one of the things, somebody, I was talking to somebody, and we said, now, writing software is like just, Googling, right? so let's say I need to calculate like a, MD5 sum for a, for something, right? So I say, how do I calculate, right? MD5 for string, say Java, right? there should be some, some Stack Overflow, right? Comes in and say, oh, here's a code. Oh, cool. There we go. Right. That's my code. That's it. Moving on. You know what I mean? I don't really care, how this algorithm is implemented. I'm just using it. So I remember the time, I'm pretty old. I remember the time you'd actually go read a book, and then read like 20 pages to understand what the MD5 looks like. But now algorithms are already implemented. We just simply use it. Right. Here you go. Right. Just 3 lines of code. I'm done.
I had to write all the statistical self-learning and testing.
That's right. Yeah, I remember those times too. But now, now it's all about assembling things, right? Yeah, we're like assembly line. We're like assembling things like, oh, here's a module, here's another module, assembling, and then getting it working. All right, guys. Actually, I want to give you guys a chance to speak up and ask questions. What do you guys think? Any questions? Anything else we need to kind of talk about? And if you're not speaking, please go on mute just to keep the line clear, right? Yeah. So is this work for everybody? right? This is kind of working, right? I understand, this may not be, everybody's cup of tea, but this is what I'm planning on doing. But I'm open to suggestions.
So I got a question, Suji. Yeah. So you would like prepare a lesson each week and then put it out there and review it with assignments, and then we cycle back the next week and as a group.
Yep.
Okay.
I can even show you a few things. I mean, I just started doing this. Again, it's not ready for like for example, stats, right? Let me look at the stats thing, right? So let's say I'm going to show you some basic stats, right? So here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm not going to say go read this book because that's just too broad, right? What I will say is I'll give you specific. I'll say, okay, read chapter 1, right, of this book. See what I'm saying, right? And chapter 2, chapter 3. That's it, right? So it's very focused. So I'm not going to just throw a book at you guys and say, okay, all right, we're going to review this book, right? And most of the books I'm going to give you guys, not just books, I see some YouTube videos as well. I try to make them free and open source. So here again, just link to a single video, right? Hey, go watch this video. That's it, right? And then at the end of this, I'll say, okay, like a checklist. Okay, at this point, you should be familiar with what do I mean when I say sampling and population, right? What do I mean by correlation? And then we will have some exercises. I see what I mean. I'm sort of putting it through, right? So this is how each week will kind of progress, right? Reading materials, and then like a checklist to say, okay, hey, do I know this? Like for example, if you're saying, I'm not sure, I understand this, these things very well. So let me go and kind of read this, go through them real quick, and then exercise to solidify knowledge every week, right? And this exercise, what you want to submit, and then we'll figure out okay how to kind of grade that and then give you guys each other feedback and all that, all right? And this will go out, but this is a basic idea. Is that going to make sense, guys? Yeah. So very focused, right? I'm not just going to be like some random links, for example, it's like things like here's a bunch of books. No, right? I mean that's just too broad. Yep. So hopefully that answers the question. What else, guys? What else we should talk about? Yeah. So the you guys asked for all of this. Like I said, I can see I'm sort of started working on this already. I will send out this link to you guys. So each week we'll say, all right, guys, we're going to look at stats 1, right? And then, for example, I would have something advanced. We will say, okay, hey, maybe if you're done with this, maybe try the sort of the advanced thing, right? All right, are you curious about degrees of freedom? Sure. Go read it. Here's a couple of posts that'll explain what that means, right? You're wondering what a cross validation is? Here, right? And then here's a checklist to say, do you understand? Okay, when somebody says bootstrapping, do you know what it means? Right? Yes. So the actual class, guys, is going to start next week, right? Meaning like this week, in the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to send you guys the reading list, right? So it'll basically come. That's why I want you guys to be on the Google group, because this is my primary mean of communication, and Slack. Slack is more like for all of us actually. So I'll basically do announcements here in the Google group, and then also I'll be on Slack as well. And now let me check out the Classroom as well, Google Classroom. If that gives us a better way, I'll switch to that too. Yeah. What else, guys? Anything else?
Suji.
Yes.
Hey, Suji.
Sure, go ahead.
So on one of the links that you have in that stats, right? For example, the Cabrillo College, right? So if I click on one of those, like chapter 1 basic intro, it takes me to the page, but it doesn't really, render anything. So, for example, yeah, go down and click on
this one here.
Click that, for example, click that, for example.
Okay, so so they probably moved around. Okay, yeah. So again, let me double check, right? Because links always move around, right? I'll find the right link. Yes, and this is part of the thing as we go through. I wrote this like a few days ago, so things may be moved around. And then this is part of it, right? As we go through, you guys would tell me, hey, this link is not working, or maybe you can suggest a new link. You say, hey, maybe I found this link that is, that explains this better than what you have, and I'll put that in, right? So think of this as more like a living document. We will kind of edit this and update this as we go along, right? And this is a Git project. You can easily submit like a patch or a pull request, and I'm happy to that, right? Yeah. So again, these are some of the links I used, And like I said, right, so, I'm sure, like internet, things, links expire, let things move around, and we'll update them as we go along. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so question is like the meeting time, like Saturday 11 Pacific, is that kind of works for you guys? I can send out a poll if you guys want to. Let me do a quick poll right now, and then if you guys want to, we can sort of figure out a time. I'm flexible, but if you want to make sure, right, actually, you know what? Let me. I'll send out a poll later. Like I don't want to spend time doing the poll right now. I'll send out a poll later. But overall, is that kind of makes sense? I mean, most of you prefer the weekends. If you want to meet in the middle of the week or something, here's what I would recommend, right? Use the Slack to organize. So let's say, let's say you're in a time zone, maybe Saturday 11 is not working for you guys. Jump on Slack and say, hey, somebody want to meet on Wednesdays, right? You are free to organize something, right? So I'm also looking for people to emerge from this group who maybe want to sort of guide a study session, right? So I don't have to be there all the time, right? You can say, hey, I want to do like a Wednesday evening study session, by all means, right? So again, like I said, focus is not me. I focus on you guys. So whatever works for you. So I'm more of a facilitator. Whatever works for you guys can, feel free to organize. I'm not going to take offense or anything, right? So it's more the better. Actually, if you guys actually do like these mini study groups on your own, that's even better, right? So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Question.
All right, okay, so times we'll figure out, right? But looks like most of you are okay here. But like I said, if you want to set up regional, like regional, so for example, maybe this is too early. I don't know. Let's say you're in Hawaii and this is too early for you guys. Feel free to set up a local study group, right? We'll still work off the same curriculum, but you guys can sort of meet and work among yourselves, right? So, all right, guys. No, question is like, the basic linear algebra, ML? Not necessarily, right? No, at least not initially. Let me say it this way, right? You don't need to sort of start with linear algebra to kind of, start with this. What I will do is I will give you guys pointers. So kind of, do this at your own leisure. Like for example, let's say, I want to kind of brush up on my stats. Sure, right? We'll give you plenty of links for you guys to go brush up. But we will do the essentials, right? Because what I found is like a lot of the time people get bogged down and then you lose interest. We don't want that to happen. We want to keep this moving at a pretty good pace. And also we want to keep it interesting. Like every week I want to make sure you guys are learning something productive, not just kind of getting lost in theory, right? So email, guys. Your email basically we got from Eventbrite. Remember when you guys signed on Eventbrite, right? That's where we got the emails from. If you don't have your email, please email me here, right? Again. This is the link. You guys should all have this, right? So let me put this one up. Right, class link, everything is going to be here. So come to this link, and if you don't have your email, scroll down a bit and you have my email. You can shoot me an email and I'll add you to Slack, right? All right, guys, what else? Let's go through. Anyone else? Please feel free to speak up, guys. Yeah, this is like I said, we're trying to figure this out. Yeah.
Suji, I posted a couple of links if people are scared of either statistics or linear algebra.
I see that. Yeah.
This one here, 3 blue, 1 brown, which is really good.
Very good site. Yeah, I'm a big fan of 3 blue, 1 brown. And
the other one that you had, the Brandon Fox one,
yep.
which is very good for statistics. You already have that link.
So thanks, Amit. Yeah, this is perfect. So the way I approach this, guys, like, as we go through this one, right? Like, some of you already said, hey, this link is not working. We'll find a new link, right? So email me the link, send me a Git request either way. So this document, we will keep updating to the latest, greatest one, right? Because these are some of the stuff I used, right? Right? And I just made a note of it. And now, things may be gone, or maybe we found a better one. We'll keep updating this. So by the time we are done with this one, we'll have a very good guide. Right. So, so I welcome your submissions, guys. So let me know anytime. Right. So we don't have to just use this. I'm open to updating this and anything. Cool. Yeah, these are great. So the one Amit posted, guys, the 3 blue, 1 brown. That's a very very good site. Just go check out their playlist. They explain, like, they are like very cool animations. They explain how things work, right? And I'll use a lot of their videos quite a bit. And this is a part of the reason, right? Because there's a lot of content out there. It just, just needs some guidance for navigating through. Because otherwise, if you just do a search on machine learning on YouTube, you'll get like 1,000 videos. Okay, so where do you start, right? So that's the whole purpose of the class, is like we'll guide you through. Hey, watch this first, read this second, right? Make it easy to learn. Yeah, very good. Thanks, Amit. All right, guys. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments, complaints?
Hey, this is Anna. Sorry. Thanks so much for putting this together. I'm just wondering, could you post the link to your GitHub that you're showing? Because I'm not sure where to find it. And I did sign up through Eventbrite, and I did get an email.
Gotcha.
First
oh, yeah. So this is, sorry, yeah, this is not, so I haven't sent this out yet. I'm going to send this because I need to kind of clean this up a little bit, but I will send it to you in the next few days, right? Okay. Yeah, I promise. This is coming up. This is like, there's some basic things I just wrote, but it needs some cleanup. I need to clean up some links. But yeah, you'll get this soon. And this is our study guide, right? As I call it, ML Engineer Path. You can also put it here. Again, like I said, right now it's not ready for you guys to kind of look at this, but I'm happy to share this here. I'll put it on Slack. The Zoom chat window, if you guys want to look at this. Yeah, so.
Thanks.
Yeah. But like I said, there are some few broken links. Things are not exactly polished out. So I plan to work on this on a weekly basis, like every week, right? So that, for example, let's say we are doing some basic stats. So that will kind of polish up the module, right? And the next week it'll be, next one. So on and so forth. So yeah, so you can feel free to click around, just see some of my basic ideas. But yeah, I need to polish up a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Anna. All right, guys. Anybody else? Anything else we should discuss? Figure out?
Hey, Suji.
Hey.
My name is Kukila. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Actually, I'm a homemaker. I've been out of a job for 20 years, taking care of my kid and everything. Yeah, so you think I'll be up to all the working people's space once I finish your course? What do you think? Am I really eligible for doing this course?
I will recommend you attend the first few sessions, right? See how it goes. So the way I'm a strong believer, Kukila, in basically, is what you put in is what you get out, right? And I understand everybody's busy with life, kids, and right. I mean, we all have a lot of lives. So follow along, right? The great thing about this, and I'm hoping that's my hope here, is you will get a lot of support, not just from me, but from the whole community, right? So my goal is to kind of build a good community. So like, for example, let's say you are like a little rusty on Python. You come to Slack or come to Google Group and post and say, hey guys, I'm sort of struggling with this, right? Like anybody knows. So maybe somebody will give you a link, like Amit just posted a couple of links, right? So that's how I sort of plan this to you. So like I said, I don't want to be the focal point. I want to basically have you guys to interact with each other and learn from each other and build a really strong community. That's the idea, right? Yeah. So I will highly recommend that. Don't be afraid. Just take the jump, come for the few sessions, and kind of see how it goes, right? And then if you need some extra help, we'll figure something out. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome, Suji. Thanks.
Yep. And one of my friend, he said, I have a 15-year-old. Can she attend this? I said, sure. I mean, yeah. Send her in. Let's see. Let's see how she likes it, right? If she likes it, that's great, right? So, good, guys. Any other questions?
Do you want us to set up any kind of environment before the next session?
Good question. Thanks for bringing this up. All right, guys. So if you come to the class notes, right? So if you scroll down a bit, I have a guide for you to set up your Python environment, right? So if you click on this link, so right, see what I'm doing, all right? It kind of walks you through a few options. I'm not going to go detail into this, but I'll give you like the highlights. Basically, you can run two options to run Python code. For us, basically, you can run in the cloud. We use a service called Google Colab. This is a free service from Google, right? It's completely free, and it's a very nice environment. There's zero setup required on your end. Everything just, like for example, you just simply click on this link, right? and simply just upload. You upload your notebook, upload your code, and just run it. That's it. Nothing else. Everything goes in the browser. So maybe you can start with this, because this, like I said, this requires zero setup. Option A, Google Colab, right? This is the simplest option there is. But a lot of the students who come to my class, even though they start with this, they will actually start setting up their own environment, which I highly recommend. So follow the guide. Again, where's the link? Link is in the class notes at the end. You set up your development environment, click on this one, right? That's the link I'm going through. So you already have a ready-made environment at Google Colab. So if you don't want to spend time setting up, start with this. But eventually, I recommend you guys, you guys sort of, set up your own environment, and sort of follow through. I'm gonna walk you through the step-by-step guide and do this. And we also provide a Docker image. This is more of an advanced thing, so we don't need to do this right now for basic Python. We will get to this maybe later in the course. This is an option too. But for now, I recommend simply either option A, simplest thing there is, or option C, right? Just set up some Python on your laptop. Whether you have Windows, Mac, Linux, it'll work on all of them, right? So let's go with that. Okay, so yeah. And this is the exact same guide I give to all my enterprise clients as well, right? So yeah, so the only thing is like we don't do option B here, guys, right? Option B is basically, we actually provide, when I go teach at like companies, we actually give them working in environments, but we actually build them for it. so that's not available here, right? Option B is not available. Other than that, the rest is open. Okay, so good. That's a great question. Thank you. Yeah. And again, and here's the thing, right? For example, let's say you're trying to set up your own environment and you're trying to install Anaconda, you're getting some issues, right? Just come to Slack, come to Google Group, and say, hey guys, I'm getting this error. What do I do? Right? So that's what I'm hoping. So and they should be able to get going. Good guys. Any other questions? So please speak up. Again, don't be shy. There's no such thing as a silly question. What else we should discuss?
Hello. Hi, Suji. This is Prachi, and I'm a high school senior. I'm from the Bay Area, and I was wondering if, I haven't taken some of the math courses like linear algebra and calculus, and I was wondering if that would be okay to still.
That's perfectly okay, right? Actually, yeah. So a lot of the students who come to my class, and not just I just in high school. Trust me, I taught this class at companies who for software engineers who have been coding for 15, 20 years, who either said, hey, I remember I took some linear algebra in college, but I completely forgot all about it. so you don't need this at all, right? So at least for the early stages, we're not going to go into them. So I highly recommend you you attend the class. I think you can follow along very easily, right? Okay. And if you're curious, we will give you guys the link. Like sort of again, remember the way it kind of works is like thing like level 1, level 2, level 3. Our goal for this class is level 1 and level 2, like learning the algorithms and understanding the theory. Level 3, I usually don't go into this because then it kind of involves a lot of math, but we'll give you guys pointers. And if you're curious, you can all go read the details. But honestly, level 1 and level 2 is what we are going to do. And for that, we don't need a lot of exposure to math.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Yep. And guys, I'm highly open to, like, for example, we found a book, found a blog post, please share with me and on the group. Couple of rules, right? I want this book to be, if possible, open source. Like, for example, here's the, here's the one I'm, like, for example, did I have this link here? Stats. Okay, so by the way, okay, I'll explain this in a second. Like, for example, elements of, okay, there we go. Oops, almost come out. Elements of, there we go, right? Like, for example, this is a really great book, right? And this book is actually open source. You can actually go and read the book online, and you can even download the download the PDF. So I highly prefer books like that, meaning open books. And there's a big trend now, like a lot of people actually, just letting you have the book online, right? So the links, I would prefer the links as open as possible, right? There are a couple of books I say, use like, say, what's it called, Bytes of Python or something. I forget what the name is called. Or Byte on Python, right? Again, really great book. Everything's online, right? So for example, first steps, right? So I highly prefer these because, we want to make sure, you don't have to go buy books or get subscriptions or anything like this. So please, give me this. And also, just having said this, I don't want to kind of, promote bootleg copies, because I know, like, I'm sure, you can search and go find PDFs of, books. We wouldn't be doing this, right? Because, we don't want to be unethical and, get into trouble or anything. So only I recommend open source book. But if you have a book that's hey, I really like this book. For example, I think I have this book here in the stats thing. This one, right? This is a, practical stats for data science. This is a really great book. I love this. But this is actually part of O'Reilly Learning, right? I think it's called, used to be called Safari. Let me see if they're still alive. There we go, right? This is a Safari book, right? If you want to get a membership, this is something I would highly recommend, right? Safari books, I think it's like $20 a month or something like that, or $19 a month. I have it because, there are a lot of books online. Another thing you can try is sometimes if you have a library membership, you can get Safari access through your library. So you can kind of, see if your library offers that. Because I know, like, for example, San Jose Public Library here, if you have a San Jose library card, you can just punch in your San Jose library membership and they will give you access, which is pretty cool, right? It's free, right? Because library membership is free. So try that. I'll highly recommend in the O'Reilly Learning if you want to kind of, if you want to do something, right? Because you'll see, I have some pointers to this, right? So, but I try to keep this minimal. But if there's a good book and it's worthwhile your time, right? Either buy it a membership, or get a membership. Either way is fine. But most of the time, I'm going to point you guys to open free books, right? And there's tons of content out there, right? There's really high quality content, books or blogs or videos. Yep. So, cool. What else, guys? So maybe, I don't want to take too much of your time, maybe, but next 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. Again, this is a kickoff meeting, just to kind of get you guys, hey, this is what this is going to be, any questions and concerns. Let me see. So questions like, yeah, I know some of you are reading books and following courses, please continue, right? This is not an exclusive. And if you think that book is useful to others, let us know, right? And we'll put a link to into our curriculum. Yep. Yeah, so I see a couple of posts from Harry. Yeah. Good, guys. Anything else we should discuss? Any questions?
Hey, Suji, this is Vijaya.
Sorry, can you speak up a little?
Yeah. Quick question. The Slack invite did not work. Is there something?
Yeah, we will. So shoot me an email. I will see what's going on, right? Yeah. Sometimes, everybody tries to sign up at once. It may not have, yeah. So yeah, but we'll get you on Slack. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, guys. What else? Let me see anything here I need to highlight. Yeah, I think that's good.
Hey, Suji, I have a question.
Sure.
What about the assignments? What if I can't catch up with the assignments this week and I kind of start accumulating backlogs?
So we're not going to kick you out of the class or anything, right? It's just basically like, so if you're falling behind on the assignment, then these things happen. Some weeks get busy, stressful, whatever. My goal is to try to catch up if you can. Otherwise, you can always kind of skip ahead and kind of follow along. But like I said, since this is you guys are putting in the work, I recommend do as much as you can. Right? You know what I mean? And it's not always possible. Some weeks you're busy, emergencies and things happen. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Kind of stick to the class as long as you can. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the reason I kind of want to do the assignment grading is not as for like a grade per se, but more like a little, how do you say, like a checkpoint, right? We only checkpoints. Hey, say, oh man, I need to submit the assignment by Thursday, right? So it kind of gives you like a little motivation. Otherwise, we'll say, oh yeah, I'll just catch up next week, and it never happens. Trust me, I'm a master of procrastination, right? I know all these. I went through all this, so that's why we want to do like a weekly checks, so kind of everybody's kind of kind of moves along. Yeah. Yeah. Good, guys. Anything else?
Hey, Suji, Srikanth here.
Sure, go on.
Hey, I just want to know like how long we are going to continue this course, level 1 and level 2. Is there any plan on that?
So initially, that's a good question. I set it up for about I think 3 months for now, right? Now we will see how how we do, right? And then if we can do faster, we'll do faster. If we want to take our time, we'll do slower. And because I don't want to take too long, because then people kind of start dropping off, right? And then it becomes right, not very productive. So I sort of set us 3 months every week. So that's gives us about like 12 sessions or so, right? And we can always extend. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to extend this depending on how we go. So we'll see. Like I said, it's an experiment. I really hope this works out. And if it does, we will, maybe I will do like a batch 2, right? Or we'll extend the batch to like more advanced topics. Yeah.
So this 3 months for both the levels, is it? Level 1 and level 2.
That's right. Yeah, we are going to plan to do level 1, level 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the idea is, let me see if I have this. Yeah. So idea is kind of follow through this path. You see my screen, right? Yeah. Kind of follow through this path. So in the 3 months, what I'm hoping to do is I want to do some basic Python and then get into some machine learning, right? Like I want to do like 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And if you can say, hey, I like this program, I want to continue, maybe we'll go to like 4, 5, 6 or whatever, right? Yeah. So I definitely want to do 1, 2, 3 in the 3 months I have. Yep. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
All right, guys. Anything else?
Hi, Sergi. This is Duke here. What happens if I miss one of the session one day? How can I catch up? And is there any recording of the session?
So basically, okay. So great question. So I don't plan to record the sessions because the sessions I am in, we are just reviewing the work, right? Answering your question, things like that, right? All the curriculum is going to be online. So we're kind of falling behind. Just follow the curriculum, try to do the exercise, collaborate with others on the Slack, right? And then that's how you catch up, right? Because this weekly call is more of a kind of like checkpoint. Yeah. So don't worry about it. Just like I said, like everything you need is going to be online. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, guys. I think so. Next steps. I'm going to clean up this guide, and I'm going to send you guys an email. And in the meantime, if you want to share any links or anything with me, please, use Slack. I think that's probably the best option. Slack or Google Groups. Quick question: how many people are able to join groups, Google Groups? I see quite a few already said yes. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Members. Okay, cool. I see a lot of you joined. Okay, that's very good. Okay, cool. So this is working. Nice. So yeah, so you can use either one, right? Slack or Google Group. Share your links. I'm going to send you guys an outline by Monday, and then submissions I'll say maybe like by Friday, right? Or maybe Thursday. We'll see. We'll figure this out as a group, and then Saturday we'll meet. Right? So, okay. Good, guys. Very good. Anything else we should talk? I think we are pretty well here. Any other questions, comments? Like I said, we will get started, right? Because I don't need to have everything 100% figured out. We'll get started, and we'll make adjustments as we go through, right? Like I said, I'm open to feedback. All right, guys. I think that's it. That's all I wanted to cover. Let me see. Yeah, logistics, collaboration, Google Group. Yeah, submission. Yeah. Okay. So my homework now is basically I need to check out the Google Classroom and see what it can do. And then also kind of, I'm going to polish up this guide a little bit for the week 1 and then send you guys out so we can start diving in, right? That's it. Well, guys, anything else? I think that's probably it. Good, guys. I think we have a very good turnout. I'm really happy because I kind of want to not over advertise this because this is the first batch, so I want to kind of work out all the kinks. But I mean, still, I'm very pleased. I think we had about how many? I think we had about almost 150 people signed up. So I know some of them couldn't make it today, but I think this is a really good turnout because my Zoom limit is 100 anyway. So, so this kind of worked out for the best. All right, guys. Let me see. All right, guys. I think we are good here. Anything else? If you have any questions, so we are done with the overall kickoff. So feel free to leave. But if you have any questions, feel free to hang around. I'm happy to talk to you. But expect my email and then Slack and Google Group, right? That's where things are going to be. Please join. All right, guys. Thank you. So feel free to drop off. If you have any questions, hang around, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Yeah. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Suji. Really appreciate your effort.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Same time.
So some of you said you have a couple of questions. Yeah, go ahead, please. Now's a good time.
Same time next week.
Yeah, same time next week. Yeah, keep an eye on the Slack channel and email. Yep. All right, guys, good. Anybody has any other questions? Yeah, I'll keep it open for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'll close the meeting.
Hey, Suji, this is Pankaj, and I have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know Python, but I'm a database architect. So I'm thinking that in Java, I have some limited knowledge, but not in Python. So
don't worry. The first few sessions, the first, I think, 1 or 2 sessions will be Python, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, and the reason we chose Python is it's a very easy language to learn. And you said you already have some Java background, so it should be very easy for you. Don't even worry. Right? I had people in my class who never saw a single line of Python code in their life, and they did fine.
I'm good in database.
Yeah.
Most
yeah,
of
you'll
the
be
time
fine. So the first 2, maybe 3 classes, we will focus on Python to getting you guys up to speed, and then we'll dive into and then Python you sort of you can keep learning, right?
I just need a startup. That's all. Otherwise,
exactly. Yep.
I pick it.
Yep.
And I will be sending an email to update my email ID because I don't want to lose these emails in the other spam mails.
Gotcha. Yep. So yeah, shoot me an email. We'll set you up. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. Good, guys. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. That's why I see you. Okay. Let me see what we can do here. Yeah, just hold on. I think everyone's leaving, and then we can I can talk to you. And I can just send you a private Zoom meeting. Do you have an email? I can send you a private Zoom if you like. Oh, are you on Slack? Sorry, that's why are you on Slack? Okay, yeah. So maybe get to Slack because this way I can discuss there more privately if you like. Let me see. Did you get the Slack invite? Okay, let me take a look. Actually, why don't you drop me your email? Just, you can just drop in the Zoom window. I will invite you on Slack. All right, guys, others, unless you have any question, feel free to drop off. Thank you. Yeah. All right, let me add you to Slack. And then you can, when you're there, you can
Just before you go, Sajid.
Yeah, go on.
The link to chapter 1, goes to a page not found. Takes you to introduction to the generic. Remember?
For Python?
Basic statistics. You remember you?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, yeah. This is not ready yet. I'm going to send out an updated version soon. Sorry, did you have a question on this one?
Yeah, the 3 chapters, for example, or somehow
they are missing, right? Exactly. Yeah, I noticed this too. Yeah, so I need to replace them. Yep, because I wrote this a while ago, so it looks like the links have kind of gone bad. I will. Yeah, let me do some searching around and give you some newer links. Yep, don't worry about it. Yep. So again, this is not the final version. Right? Yeah, I'm going to update this and then send you guys the latest one. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thank you. All right, guys. Yeah, so the Zoom, I'll figure out what's going on. Cool, guys. Anybody else have any question? Otherwise, I'll end the meeting. All right, going once, going twice. All right, guys. I'll see you guys shortly. Thank you.